Okay, this is a meeting of the Douglas Cemetery Commission. I am Betsy Youngsma, I am the chairperson. And this is Lee Lyons, the treasurer, and Sarah Geemand, the secretary.
Yep.
And we have a full board.
Yes.
We do.
Everyone is here. Do you have a treasurer's report?
We just got our new budget for fiscal '24, and we have $9,860.
As of July 1st.
Correct.
Okay. Do we have a secretary's report?
We do. I'll just give you a brief update. So I did have some correspondence through email. I won't include Blackstone Valley Heritage Corridor because that's next on the agenda. But I did want to thank Alex Wheeler. He's an Eagle Scout in town. He did Perry and Monroe Street
cleaned them up.
cemetery cleanups. Yep. So I've seen on Facebook that everyone is noticing those, and I just wanted to acknowledge Alex's work. So thank you, Alex. And we did have a resident who turned over a footstone to the town clerk's office, which I actually brought with me here today. It belongs to Rebecca Hunt, who's buried in Douglas Center Cemetery. I was able to locate where she is buried. However, I cannot find the bottom half of her footstone, but that will be an ongoing effort. We just need to get a poker and, do a little looking around for that, and then it can hopefully be put back together. So thank you for turning that over. And I think that was all I was going to cover on my correspondence.
Okay, so, and then you wanted to do the Blackstone Valley Heritage Corridor.
Yeah, did you want to talk about selling burial plots?
I'll do that one last.
Oh, you will? Okay.
I will do that.
All right.
'Cause
Okay,
that
so
will take some time.
we'll skip over that one. Okay, so that brings us to the Blackstone Valley Heritage Corridor. So Ross Weaver of Sutton reached out to me. We had previously discussed cleanups that he had done in Sutton. And so he heard from Molly, who's joining us today, and she can give you the full update on a student volunteer project that they were looking to do.
Okay.
Yeah, so we have a student group coming from Canada, actually, and they will be staying in Douglas for a week in August, and they are looking for volunteer projects to happen throughout that week. So one of the projects that was suggested by myself was for them to do a cemetery cleanup during that week. So it would be 12 students. They would have a day-long cemetery cleanup project. It would be 9:30 in the morning until 3:30 in the afternoon. And the thought was we could have Ross has volunteered to come down and help with that and teach them about how to use the D2, which is the headstone cleaner. Have them rake, do whatever needs to be done in that capacity, but also use the D2 and clean some headstones as well. And so whatever cemetery you think is the best candidate for that. It's students who are in high school, so they're going to be ages 14. The oldest student in this group is up to age 19. And it's a group who has come specifically down here to do volunteer work. So I will be with them that day, and they will have 2 other chaperones with them.
Okay.
Wonderful. And I also plan to make myself available for whatever day that they're
is.
coming.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I would too.
And it's
Yeah.
the week of August 7th through 11th, and it's going to be either Monday, Tuesday, we think Wednesday or Thursday are the 4 days that it's going to be one of those. If there's one day that is that does not work for you, let me know, and I will say that we can't do that day, and we'll do it at one of the other days.
Do you have a cemetery in mind?
I do not. I wanted to leave that to you guys. You know the cemeteries better than I do in Douglas.
I know Ross had suggested to me that, doing a prominent cemetery that's visible from the street is better as far as getting more volunteers and getting people interested. So my thought was Douglas Center because it's right across from the common, and it's, obviously a heavy traveled road.
Yep.
And just probably brightening up some of the older headstones, and plus it's our oldest and our most,
I agree.
prominent and still active cemetery, so.
Yeah,
My thought was Douglas Center.
Yep, that sounds fine.
All right, and now, would we be purchasing the materials for the volunteers, the cleanup materials?
Ideally, yes. If there are materials that you need that you can't purchase, between myself and between Sutton Cemetery, we can probably get some of them.
And I had printed this out. Atlas Preservation sells the D2, and they sell kits for like volunteer groups. So they had a 6 to 12 person kit available. You can see the price on there at the top.
Yep.
And it includes like the natural bristle brushes, the D2, all the stuff that you need, the scrapers, everything that's safe, to use on the marble headstones.
So would you be only doing marble ones?
That's a good question. So,
So the D2 is safe on all the different types of headstones. The only ones that you probably shouldn't use it on, as far as I know, is the, what are the metal ones?
zinc?
Zinc, yeah. So zinc is the
Okay.
only one I think you aren't supposed to be
Yeah.
using D2 on.
'Cause
but
I know-
you can do the other ones as well.
Okay, because I know Douglas Center, it has a lot of slate and a lot of marble. And it's got some granite, but it's mostly slates and marble.
And the D2 is fine on those. What I would recommend is flagging the ones that you want cleaned before that day.
Oh, good
That
idea.
way the kids know which ones they should be doing.
Yep.
Because if you have any that are sugary that can't be cleaned.
Right.
Or can't be scrubbed, I would just make sure that those ones we know we can't have them do because there are people who haven't done it before.
I would focus more on the marble ones, the slate ones.
Right.
Because I documented that entire cemetery. Most of the slate ones I could read with no problems, and they had nothing, I mean, they may have little bits of lichen here and there, which I don't
Right.
think bothers them at all. So I would focus mostly on the marble ones. The marble ones were really,
Yeah.
Yeah, it would
I
be.
struggled to
It would
read.
be great if we could do a walkthrough, like before they come, and just do flagging on particular ones that are.
Okay.
Like almost illegible that, and make sure there's no sugaring on the surface there.
that's like crumbling.
It's like, it's like, it looks like it's covered
You
in.
can feel it, yeah.
Yeah, and you can kind
I
of
think
tell
a
it's
lot of them
eroding.
are.
Yeah, so we'll have to beware of those. So we'll have to mark ones that we would like done.
And if a lot of them are sugaring, we can talk to them about if we'll tag those ones differently, and those ones we just spray and don't scrub.
Right.
Okay.
Because if it's sugaring, you can spray it fine, and the D2 will still work if you only spray it. Because sugaring, you just can't scrub it, because you'll be scrubbing the marble
Right.
off of itself. The other thing is there a restroom available near there?
There is not.
Okay,
There's
so,
water available for the cleaning. That's actually our only cemetery that has running water, but there is no bathroom. So would we have to maybe get a porta potty for that day?
I will talk to them, because they're going to
Okay.
be based in Douglas. I kind of wonder, they'll have a vehicle. I wonder if it will be easy for them to go back to, they'll be staying at a church.
Oh,
I wonder
okay.
if they'll be able to just go back to the church.
Do you happen to know what church they're
I
staying
don't. I'll
at?
find out.
Okay, because I was going to say there's a couple that are like right near the common. I don't know if that would
Yeah.
be, an easy
walk.
solution if it's one of those two, but if it's one that's, maybe further away, that might be a different story, but we'll have to figure out the bathroom situation.
Yeah.
And I'm happy to join you for the walkthrough if you'd like.
Okay,
Okay.
sure, that would be awesome. Yeah, we'll have to definitely pick a date and
What
set
can we
that
use
up.
as flags, for the, to flag
That's a
them?
good question. I wonder if we could get, some kind of, like the small flags they use when they do, like the gas mains. Sometimes they have those little orange flags. Maybe we could look into something like that. I'll put a little note to look into flagging,
Or
into flags.
tape some kind of,
Ask Adam. Adam might
Yeah,
have
okay.
something up at the barn that they use the
Yeah,
flag blue
I'll
things here.
reach out to Adam about that.
Yeah, he's very helpful.
Or we
Yeah.
could tape something to the piece of cloth or something to the
Yeah, I don't know if we
to
want
the
to,
headstones.
I don't know if we want to put anything sticky on them, but.
Don't worry, they won't
maybe-
last.
Yeah.
I've tried that, like, oh, this is where I left off, and I
They'll
go back
blow
later,
off.
it's gone.
Yeah, right. They don't have a lot of stick-to-itiveness.
Nope, they don't.
So, oh, yep. Oh, and, yeah, so
That's great.
it's great. And if either of you would like to join as well for that day, I'm going to plan on, putting in for a day off for whatever day it is that they're coming. And yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I think this will be great. And I've wanted, to do something like this in town. So very happy that you reached out to us.
Yeah.
We're excited.
Thank you.
All right. You have a dead tree in Pine Grove.
We do, yes. So it's not the old tree, thank goodness. It's one of the smaller pines that was planted around 2016. I think just with the hot summer, with the dry weather that we had last
Last year.
year, I think it just did not make it. So it's brown, it's beyond the help of an arborist, I'll put it that way. So I think it needs to be probably removed at some
How big is
point.
it?
Probably about as tall as that whiteboard over there, so, it's a good height, good girth around. I did have one of the neighbors volunteer her chainsaw if we wanted, and I was not sure, so I told
Yeah,
her
my
I
husband's
would.
got one too.
I told her I would get back to her, because that was a very kind offer, so, but yeah, it's turned completely orange, and it does not look like it has any hope of coming back, so. It's one of the ones that goes right along the old access road there, so it's, I want to say like maybe the third one back, so I don't know if during removal, we might have to be a little careful of if there's any.
How big is it around?
Nearby headstones. I don't know the base, but the branches, are.
No,
it's
just
a
the
good-
trunk part.
That I don't know. I didn't get down and
Okay.
take a close look, but I would say.
Maybe we should look at it before we,
Yeah,
whether any of us could do it, or.
yeah, right, because I'm
we
not
should
sure
farm
if
it
it's
out.
going to be a tree item or not, but,
Yeah.
yeah.
So we can look at it on our own, don't you
Yeah.
think? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, maybe John Furno would go in there and take it right out,
Yeah,
He might, because he's the tree warden.
Right, right.
Right.
I'm not sure if he usually has to contract out. I mean, I guess maybe it depends on
does
how big
contract
it
out.
is.
That's what
Maybe
I'm
if it's-
saying. I mean,
yeah,
if
maybe
that's
if
something
it's
that the
little
town
enough,
can
we
take,
can
throw it
just
down, that's fine.
Zip it down,
If
right?
it's something that he needs to say, okay, then the other people can take
And
it.
I did notice there's also a pile of brush in Pine Grove. I am not sure
Who owns
how
it?
it got there, because I just happened to be passing by and I saw that there's a giant pile of brush in the far corner
Left
near
corner.
Gilboa.
Yeah.
So there is,
I think there's a family there that
may have,
dumped.
yeah, so we might need to have a little removal on that.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, did we want to think about purchasing a kit for the
Yeah, I think we should.
volunteers, or?
Definitely.
So should we take a vote on purchasing that? for-
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to borrow this just so I can be official in my.
Now, we'd have to put a request into the,
I
the
think
tra-
so, yeah. So I'm not sure exactly how that works, but,
I'll find out.
we can
You
place an
find
order
out,
for
because
it.
I don't, if that goes over, I think we go over every year anyway.
Yeah, we
But
went
it's
over a
within a
little
certain
this year.
amount.
We went a little bit over this year because,
And I know we have a little bit in our donation account, and I don't know if we can use some of that to cover, because this would
Well,
fall
we'll see
under
if we can pay
beautification,
for
but,
it.
there's actually
Yeah.
2 other accounts that we haven't used in years,
oh, okay.
but that has to go, I believe that has to go before the town meeting.
I think
And the other thing is that it has to be picked up, so someone would have to go down to Connecticut to pick up the kit. It's in Stoughton.
they don't ship it?
they don't, unfortunately. And they are like the only company around that sells.
Where is it located?
D2.
Stoughton.
Stoughton? I wanna
Stoughton,
say.
Connecticut?
Yeah, I can.
Is it off of 395?
It's Atlas Preservation, so actually, let me put it in Google Maps and see
I say
how.
my daughter drives down there 4 times a week.
Oh,
But
okay.
Is it off of 395?
Yeah.
She's gonna have to drive over to the New York border to find it.
Yeah, right, exactly. Let's see. It is, don't start talking GPS, I know you will. Let me see. So it is, it tells me I-90 to I-84 toward Hartford, New York City. Yeah, it is kind of a little
Yeah, that's way out
far-
there.
It's a little far away, so it's 1 hour and 25 minutes away.
Oh,
That's a bit of a hike.
Is there other companies?
Not that I'm aware of that sell that particular product.
Molly, are you aware of any other?
There are some that sell the D2. You can get the D2, let me see.
I mean, the other materials, I would think that you could be able to purchase at a, like
Somewhere, yeah.
at Koopman's or something.
Yeah, the other materials I've been able to get on Amazon.
Oh,
all right.
Because that's who our
Great.
contract has been with.
oh, okay.
Because the other materials on the kit are the spray bottle, the brushes, and the putty knives. am I
Yeah.
correct? Those I've been able to get on Amazon.
Oh, okay.
It's just the D2. Cleaner.
These I'm gonna give you.
Maybe they would be able to ship it in a lesser quantity or something, so. I know they just don't ship the big bundle, the 12-person bundle, so.
I just ordered 5 gallons from them and they're shipping it.
Oh, really?
They're not
Oh,
shipping
okay.
the bundle, but they are shipping 5
Oh,
gallons.
okay.
Right.
That's good to know. So actually, maybe we could place an order for, I'm not
Yep.
sure how many gallons. Let's see, how many come in the kit there, I wonder. Does it say how many gallons that comes with?
4.
4 gallons. Okay, so maybe we should just purchase the 4 gallons and then kind of go hunting for the
Right.
rest of the type of items? Okay.
Yeah, I have no idea how much.
So maybe we can just do an order. Let me look at their website and see how much it is for a gallon. So,
1 gallon is $45.95.
oh, okay, thanks. So we would.
How many gallons do you think we would need?
So you dilute it with water. I don't know off the top of my head. I don't do this often. I manage volunteers who do this often.
Well, they have 4 gallons down for their,
For the kit.
for the kit. So, and that's for a 6 to 12 person. So I would think probably the 4
4?
gallons. That would be my guess. So it would be, let me just do,
Like, would that do like 100 stones?
Probably.
Probably.
Yeah.
You think they'd be able to do 100 stones?
They might come close to it.
Okay.
It's a long day.
That's a long day.
Yeah.
yeah. Times 4, so we'd be looking at 180. If I did my math right, which hopefully I did, 45.95 times 3 is 183.80. Does that sound right? Let me try that again with my
Don't
calculator.
worry, Jean will fix it if it is.
Right. Yes, Jean definitely is better with numbers than I am. by far. Okay, so 183.80 would be 4 gallons, and that's not including shipping. So I'm going to write plus shipping, whatever that would be, plus tax. So, that would be, I don't know what it would be altogether, but I could have a number ready for our next meeting if we want to do another meeting before then, or if we wanted to just vote on spending whatever
I would just vote on
amount
that.
plus the shipping.
So I will move a motion to purchase,
The D2.
yeah, and whatever pieces they need to complete their project.
Okay,
Second.
all right. Motion by Betsy, seconded by Lee.
Because they're coming in August.
Right.
Correct.
So we probably
So
want
you
to
would have
get
to
it on
order it.
order.
Before that.
Quick, soon.
Now, how should we do that as far as placing the order?
I believe they have an Amazon account.
Oh,
You'd have
okay.
to ask Jean. If they don't have the materials that we need, then you'll have to ask Adam who he uses, but I would ask Jean how you would set up.
Okay,
Because the liquid would come from somebody else that nobody
Yeah,
else
that
orders
is
anything
right.
from. So you'll have to, they'll
Ask
have to
her.
open up a vendor's account with the town.
okay, so I'm going to reach out to Jean and ask her how we can order.
What is the best, this is a one-time.
Right,
This is not an ongoing, and ask her how to go about that.
right. All right, yeah, I'll reach out to her, so I'll make myself my little note about ordering that and asking Adam about the flags. All right. And let's see, we have the mowing contract. Now, I know we're past the July 1st fiscal year start. I did do a draft just because, whether we put it out to bid or whether we just use sound business practices if we're under 10 grand, which we sometimes are and we sometimes aren't. I just feel like we should have something in writing for the mowing contract. 'Cause
Yep.
right now, we just have an expired contract. And, we are perfectly happy with Brian Burnett and the work that he does for us in the cemetery. So, I just feel like we should make something official, whether we put it out to bid or not. I did write up a little description. I kind of went a little overboard with some of the finer details of it. So if you want to look at it, I actually borrowed some of the wording from the previous contract, like this list of things that they required.
Yeah.
But I did add in other things that I thought were particular to us, and I also borrowed some wording from what DCR uses for their historic cemeteries, like not having the grass cut in older areas of the cemetery as often, which is because in the time period that they were buried, there wouldn't have been lawn so much. So, it'd be more in keeping of the
Yep,
historic
that's
period. So I did add that into there. And then, specifics about what they recommend for historic cemeteries, keeping 12 inches away from all the markers, unless you're using a specialized trimmer, which I know Brian did say he does. So, he's doing a great job. He's doing it the way that it should be done. We haven't had any issues whatsoever. So I just kind of wrote something up. So if you guys want to just look that over, we can, we can think about
Oh, it's good.
that. And I don't know if we do want to put it out to bid. I don't even know how many, responses we would get that would be interested, especially because one of the requirements that we did have on
I
there
have one.
in previous contract bids, they did ask that you had experience doing historic cemeteries, at least 5 years in business. The other contract was within a 30-mile radius of Douglas, and, I'm definitely one of those that would like to keep local businesses in the contract as opposed to, people from far, far away. So, you know, I'm more than happy with Brian and his services.
I remember Shirley Cooney told me they were the only ones that would be willing to do it, and that was an issue because it's tedious.
Right, and I
Go all
mean,
around
some
the
of those, right, and some of our cemeteries, you know, they do have a little tricky terrain there. I mean, Douglas Center is very hilly, and, you know, there's a lot of.
Yep,
And
Yeah.
stones on some of those
Right.
hills.
we're happy with them, and they know that.
Right.
They know our cemeteries
Yep.
that they cut. And if we can keep it under 10,000,
Right,
I would prefer not to put it out for bid, because the price would probably go up.
right. I wonder if we could just, you know, get a signed contract
Yep.
with them, just renew their contract as it is.
Yep.
If he would be happy with that, which I don't want to speak for him, but last time I spoke to him, you know, I did say that we needed to update something in writing, so maybe we could just draft something. I could
The
even,
cemetery looks good because it's been raining so much.
yeah,
Last
right,
year,
stuff's growing back.
Like a dust field.
It's a good thing, so, yeah, and Brian is good, you know, he is more than willing to, you know, handle any requests that we have, so I'm
Yeah, I was gonna say,
more than
'cause
happy to
Some
renew.
leaning monuments in there, if just tell the kids to be very
Right, so we
careful.
probably would have to flag the ones that we don't want touched. you know,
Yeah.
The dangerous ones, anybody that's leaning, we've got, you know. But,
Yeah, we don't,
yeah, I think it will be great to have the student volunteers, and I'm really looking forward to that. And if we do end up with any leftover materials, we can always host another one. I know there's a few people in town that have expressed interest in volunteering, so it would be nice. Always happy to have volunteers. And, all right, so that would bring us to last meeting's minutes, and we did pass over the meeting minutes of September 29th last time we met, because we weren't a full board. So if we wanted to review those, I put them in your packet. Just make sure I wrote them up correctly and didn't.
Buffer zone website.
oh, yeah.
Oh, I did have one more thing, actually, that reminds me that I wanted to bring up about the website. I know we had talked about getting new photos of the cemeteries for the website. And actually, I follow a gentleman on Facebook who actually does a lot of cemetery photography. And his name is D. Scott Calhoun. If you want to look up his page, he, you know, is a local photographer, and I reached out to him because I saw he does a lot of photographs of cemetery, like he did Douglas Center, and I asked him if he would be willing to let us use some of his images for the website, with giving him credit, of course. I did tell him I don't believe we have the finances to pay him anything for those, but he was willing to give us some photographs, and he
Okay.
was even willing to come out and take some new ones if we wanted, and so I told him I would bring that up at our next meeting, and if you wanted him to do that, I can reach out to him, and
Yeah,
we can set something up.
Sounds
and-
good.
Yeah, I think just a couple nice shots of each cemetery that is under our jurisdiction would be good, so. And he does really nice, you know, really nice work, just captures the feel of it, I think, so. Yeah, so I can reach out to him if you guys are good with that.
I'm good with that.
All right, awesome. And so I don't know if you have any comments on the minutes, if I had any
they were
typos or
fine.
I missed anything.
I vote that all the minutes be passed as written.
Yeah, I don't know. If I showed you how to sell plots, I don't think we need that in the meeting, do we?
Well, we could, if you want. I mean, it's on the agenda, so.
Okay.
We'll just leave it rolling.
Okay.
Might be interesting, who knows? right, so are the meeting minutes approved? Betsy made the motion.
Second.
He
Second.
seconded.
Okay, so I will put those as approved, and I will turn them over, so. And I will also vote in favor.
Aye.
Aye.
So this is what Adam gave me, and these are the plots that are available, the ones that are not highlighted in red. And their names are written on them, as you can see.
The red ones are already,
These have been sold, and some of the stones are there, some are not, depending on whether people want them before or after. Some people like their stones put up before they die.
Yeah.
And they're already there.
Yeah.
Some people have not.
so all these are available?
Yep. Wow. Except for, we also have trees here now that nobody took, so a lot of these have been wiped out.
Okay.
Also, this area has been wiped out because there's really no room. The shrubs and the weeds have also encroached on some of these. I'm not sure, there's a stone over here, and that's where your flagpole is, correct? This is the road.
Okay. Yep, that's what my
This is the driveways. Yep, so your flagpole's somewhere in this vicinity.
Yep.
He tried to go in order, but I thought people could take wherever they wanted. So they could buy plots wherever they want.
Yeah, I
Okay.
think that's nice.
So I have one that I will leave here. Is that easier for you?
Sure.
I can also keep one at my house. Anybody can stop at my house anytime you want. Do you know where I live? You know where I live.
Yep.
And you know where I live.
Where
So,
should we keep it here if we,
in the cemetery
File?
box.
Okay.
Yeah.
okay.
So I'm going to leave one here, should anybody contact you and want to buy a plot. There's a form that's listed on the website that they need to fill out,
Okay.
Okay.
okay? I'm going to give you that.
Do we
You're the
still have a
secretary.
book that we enter the deeds into?
We lost the book,
Oh,
but I made a new one.
oh, okay.
So
That's
this
good.
is the book. So every time somebody purchases one, I put it in a little plastic folder in the whole entire thing. Like, these are the ones that I have sold recently. It's not theirs. This Dennis Martin's, Glenn and Cynthia Girardi, and the Olsons. So when they fill out the form, they also will either give you a check or me a check, and it has to be brought to the treasurer.
And who's the
Return-
check made out to?
Town of Douglas.
Okay.
So this is what the forms look like. I'll give you Kevin's. You can look at this one, and that's what you'll get back.
Oh, okay.
That's what I put in my book.
Right.
Along with the form that they filled out, which should be, it's all included in there, plus a copy of their check.
Oh, okay.
Because when you make out a deed, I like to know what the people would like on their deed, rather than just assuming that it's their own name.
Right. So they fill that part out?
They fill out the form, which you can print right off the front of the website. It's on the
Okay.
website. Fill out this form, like are they a veteran? Because
Right.
veterans' graves get special marks.
All right.
And then that, like I said, that's what you'll get back. And then I just put them in alphabetical order. And here, and you can look at what I have done, and that's what I have done. So those are the ones that I have done since I've been here.
Oh, okay. So we also make one of these? Is there like a
I have to make
blank?
out a deed for the Olsons, they're the only ones. Sometimes I
okay.
just make them out myself, sometimes I wait for a meeting,
Oh,
which I
okay.
waited for today, so it'll take some time for me to
All
fill
right.
it out.
So do we have like blank ones of the
Yep.
deed? Oh, okay. So we can just.
Right
fill
here.
those. Oh, awesome. Perfect. They look nice and fancy. But you have nicer handwriting than me. I'm left-handed, so my handwriting is like slanted
Katie Grace.
very far.
But
Oh, really? She's left-handed too?
So I can leave these also with, where is it? This one's fine, this one.
All right.
So after the meeting, I will fill this out and have you guys all
Okay.
sign it.
That sounds
Otherwise,
good.
you're gonna have to sit there and wait
Sure.
for me to fill it out.
No problem. We'll sign that after the meeting.
Cover, the other thing I wanted to bring up and is, at the end of the season, like after Labor Day, all the little flags should be removed from the cemetery. I find them scattered all over the cemetery in the middle of winter, broken. The mowers complain about them in the spring because they've been broken or torn or.
Okay.
And I just think I would like either the Boy Scouts or whoever put them there to maybe collect them like it, I don't know, it could be like October.
I know they use them the following year to figure out where to put the new ones, though, so I don't know if that.
But if they're removed, and if I find them out in the road
Right, then
alongside the things,
they
then
don't.
I
right.
believe they have a list of,
I believe, they
Oh,
also, they
okay.
do have a list.
Yeah,
Because
okay.
it's also in the cemetery cupboard.
Oh, right, all right, yeah,
Well-
okay.
what month is Veterans Day? Isn't that October?
Is that October? So after Veterans Day. I
Yeah.
mean, it doesn't matter as long as it's before,
The spring?
yeah,
Yeah, okay.
because they never survived the snowfall
Well, I
that
mean,
well.
I can go remove them if they don't.
Okay.
You know,
Yeah, I've taken them too.
yeah,
It's just if they want to keep, if they're still whole, then they can
Yeah.
use them from
right,
year
if
to
they
year,
can reuse them, yeah.
I would
I think they replace them every year anyway, because they get faded and, yeah, so. Who would we contact about removing them? I know the
I
scouts
don't know.
usually put them out along with the veterans agent. but-
They don't always do anything. I mean, my mother and my uncle both were in World War II, and they never get a flag.
Oh,
So my family always buys them and puts them down there.
Really?
Yep.
Wow,
So I
let
do
them
know that.
right,
Well-
yeah. I did the flagging, I joined them for the flagging. We meet at the Common, and then everyone breaks off to the different cemeteries in town. I actually just took Pine Grove because I made the map, so I knew where all the veterans were.
Right.
That was, I
Right.
took the easy route, and I did the one I knew like the back of my hand, so, but they usually do collect the old ones and then put the new ones, and I think a lot of the times when they're out there doing it, they're not really consulting the map, especially because there's, children doing it and they kind of are. So I have noticed sometimes they're in the wrong spot or someone doesn't end up getting one. And I do actually keep a bunch of extras just in case someone contacts me throughout the year and says, hey, my veteran relative doesn't have a flag. And then I
Yeah.
can say, oh, I have a couple, where are they? I'll come bring one down. So if that does ever happen,
No, my family just.
feel
puts
free
their
to
own-
reach out for
their
a
own
flag.
down there.
Yeah,
I mean, they're easy enough, they're cheap enough to
right.
buy them in Walmart.
Yeah, I can buy
Put 'em-
a bundle, right? Yep, I
down.
try to keep a bundle on me in case, in case someone needs one. And was there anything else? Any topics not reasonably anticipated 48 hours in advance of the meeting?
Nope.
Anyone? Nope. Okay, me neither.
No,
All right.
Set a date for a future.
Yeah, let's set a date. Do we want to also set a date to do a walkthrough to
Yeah.
flag the stones? All right, so let's open
any
up
Tuesday
the
and Friday are
calendar.
good.
So,
Friday's better.
Friday's better.
and they are coming the 7th through the 11th. We probably don't want to do it too far in advance of that, just
Right.
so nobody knocks over the flags or they don't get blown away.
Correct, and
Or
we have to get hold of some flags or something.
Yeah, so so if they're coming the 7th to the 11th, do we want to just do the week before? Does that give us enough time?
Is that August
Okay.
4th?
It would be August 1st through 4th? are we available for a
I
day?
can't do the 4th.
Okay. How's the 1st?
Did you give me back my cemetery person?
The what?
Olson.
I did, I put it here.
Oh, good. He's the only one that's missing his deed.
I think you must have grabbed it already.
We could
What's
do,
this one?
Oh, good, that's his.
is everyone available the 1st of August?
What day is it?
Tuesday?
He said Fridays were better.
What time?
Oh, okay.
I'm not available till after 11.
Oh, okay.
Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. I have a job at the radio station
Oh, nice.
in Woonsocket.
Oh, all right. So, let's see. Unless you want to do the week before, we could do that Friday. So what would that be? That would be,
29th,
28th.
28th.
I think July 28th. I think I'm actually away that week.
Okay.
So that does, I guess, do you want to do the Tuesday, the 1st? We could do, does noon work for anyone, or does that give you enough time
Yeah.
to get back?
I'm fine all day that day, so noon.
Okay, Tuesday at noon. And Tuesday, the 1st. So I'm going to put
And
cemetery.
we'll just meet at the Center Cemetery?
Yeah, we'll meet there.
Tuesday, August 1st.
And we'll say noon.
At noon,
Yep,
Center.
yep, and we can just meet there and do a walk. Just a
And
flag.
who's going to get the flags? Are you going to look into that?
Yeah, I'm going to reach out to Adam and see if
Okay.
he has any recommendations on what we could use for that.
Okay. Very good.
And let's see, and then we should do a meeting as well. Do
Probably-
we want to do a meeting a different day or the same day, or I don't know what's good for you guys?
I don't think we need another one till August.
Okay, do you want to plan one for after the cleanup then, or?
Yeah,
Okay,
towards the end of August?
okay. And if we need anything for the cleanup, we can always schedule one in between if we have to
Right.
vote on anything or do anything. But I'll have to get an update from Jean on how to order.
Right.
So end of August, let's see, how about, do you want to do the week of the sometime during the week of the 21st? We could do the 22nd, or we could do the 29th. Those are Tuesdays, or we could do Friday. If they'll let me book on Friday, I'm not sure, because the town hall said their summer hours, they weren't open on Fridays. Although I know you guys, that's the best day for Betsy and you. I don't know when their summer hours end.
I don't know.
So we could do, would you want to do Tuesday, the 29th? Would that work?
Yeah,
Okay, what time would you like to say? Do you want to do a 10 a.m. or?
yeah.
Okay, so Tuesday, the 29th, 10 a.m. All right. August 29th, Tuesday, 10 a.m. I will add cemetery.
Forgot how many square feet.
All right.
That would be like-
And if we need anything between then, we can just. All right, so I'm going to save that to my calendar. All right. And I think that's it. So if everyone's all set, I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second?
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Hi.
Aye. Thank you.